You have a young gentleman on the banjo with you.
Yes, a young musician that I met, about a year ago. I heard him play one time and told him, I said, look, I have a gig for you. It was 7 months later on, huh? He thought I was kidding, and I took him over to Milwaukee, unrehearsed, and he did a great job. So today I called him up as I was having coffee about an hour ago. And I said, look, I'm going on the radio. I think you should come with me. The people need to know who you are. He's a great musician. His name is Nicholas Schneider. Today he's on banjo.
Well, yeah. Nicholas, welcome to WWOZ, and I saw you guys going through some music, and of course, when I first met you, Devel, and when a lot of us first became familiar with you, you were just a teenager.
I was, well, even younger than that for some of these guys around here, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know, of course, your grandfather was the late, great Sugar Boy Crawford.
Oh, wow.
And you've grown up surrounded by the greatest of the greats of New Orleans music, and I'm sure over your life there's been many moments where you were sitting with a musician who was an elder of yours and a master passing down some knowledge, and you were there to absorb it. And it was great to watch the same thing happen as you guys were running some tunes during the sound check with you and Nicholas here. To watch you now in the position of passing that knowledge on to the next generation was a beautiful thing.
Well, thank you. I think that's one of the pearls and one of the little diamonds that we have here in New Orleans. We cultivate people, and we take them in and we love them, and we show them how to live like a New Orleanian, be proud of it, how to spread the music, the culture, keep it alive. We do that best here than any. I live in New York, but I mean, that does not happen so much there, and
no,
I love that place
not.
Too, but it ain't happening up there.
Not like down here.
No.
And let me ask you, as someone who grew up here in a musical family, in a musical environment, as someone who was exposed to a lot of the greats of New Orleans music growing up, prior to the advent of OZ, there wasn't a station that was devoted to playing music like your grandfather's music and the music of all the greats that you grew up around in your family, and I'm sure in your household, that you were around all the time. These were great American musicians, but they didn't have a dedicated voice in radio before the station. What's it meant to you growing up here as first as a learning musician and also as a working musician to have OZ as a resource and an outlet?
Well, for me, it's been a great partnership for the last, so many years. It has allowed me to broaden my audience and to keep my audience aware of what I'm doing at home here in my city and what we're doing here as a great city in America. It has allowed me to be able to come on to raise money for the my concerns and the organizations that I support. And you guys have done the vice versa for me. You have helped with everything that I've needed help with, wanted help with. And so it's just been really good having a studio where when we walk in, we feel welcome as New Orleans musicians, and we feel like we are a part of what you guys are doing here to keep our music and culture alive. It's a great feeling.
And the New Orleans musicians and the New Orleans music isn't just a part, it's the heart and soul of what we do here, and we're really proud to do it. We're so proud to be able to present to you Davell Crawford and Nicholas live here in the OZ studios. And if you love something like this, support it by calling us, everyone together, at 877-907-6999. One more time, everybody together. 877-907-6999, or
online at WWOZ.org.
Live in the WWOZ studios, the great Davell Crawford. Live in the WWOZ studios, Davell and Nicholas, right on. Davell Crawford, how's it feel to sit in the chair for OZ today?
It feels really good. I flew home and come and help raise some money for you guys, and try to bring the community together for one big cause, one good cause. Yeah.
Oh, it's outstanding, outstanding. And you're able to bring a young musician with you. Nicholas, are you from here in New Orleans or are you from New York?
I'm from San Diego, actually.
San Diego, fantastic. First time in New Orleans?
I've been here about 2 years.
Oh, cool. Outstanding. And, so we're talking about how great it is that the way music is passed on in this town. And I know for so many of us musicians out there, for so many people who love music, to have WWOZ as a resource where you can turn on the radio and if you keep it locked in for just a little while, if not immediately at the moment that you turn it on, sometime really soon, you're going to hear something really cool that you probably never heard before.
That's right.
And everybody I know is always telling me how much this station has turned them on to all kinds of great music that was new to them. Devel, did you ever have an experience where you turned on OZ and went, man, what is that?
Oh, my God, yes, indeed. I've had that a lot, I knew Earl King very well my whole life until he passed, but I did not, most of these guys, Earl King, Tommy Ridgely, Chuck Carbo, I knew them because of my grandfather, because of my family. They just loved me as a young musician. But as far as their musicianship and their careers, I learned about their music by by you guys playing it, because they weren't really working much when I was a kid. A young man coming up. So
you knew them as friends of the family?
Yeah, I knew them as friends of the family. They knew me first,
as a musician.
As a musician, right. Yeah. And I didn't know who these guys were, but I would be driving along or walking along and hear WWOZ and hear a record, man. The first time I heard Trick Bag, I almost lost my mind.
And and that's Mr. Earl, huh?
That was Earl. I will never forget that, and it was on WWOZ. I lost my mind.
And what's it like for you as one of the great standard bearers of New Orleans culture to get turned on to deeper knowledge of your own culture?
I'm a sponge, and I'm still a big kid. I like to have fun. I like to learn. And I'm a sponge. It's just a wonderful thing to have an open mind, an open heart to these sorts of things, and And then knowing some of these guys personally, that knocks the whole experience up. So thanks to WWOZ for that.
Well, we love to do it, and we really
and the many DJs, yay!
All volunteer.
Billy Dell, even the past.
The Billy Dell,
all those guys.
Yeah.
God, I was coming on the radio station, playing and talking with Billy Dell when I was 14 or 15 years old.
You want to talk about a fountain of information who probably knew more about your grandpa's music than you did.
Exactly.
I mean, a guy, all these people, whether it was Billy Dell or John Sinclair or the Governor or
exactly.
Gentili Jr., by the late great Bob French.
Right.
I mean, how we miss Bob
Yes.
and Tom Morgan and all these great people who passed through here and all the great people here now who share the knowledge. It's amazing, and it's so great to know from the musicians how much this station means to them, and that's something that I've been very fortunate to see over the years. And speaking of what this station means to people, Devel, you mind if we break in for a minute to thank some new supporters who've
Certainly.
been enticed by your music?
Yeah, and we have a challenge also, but go ahead, do that first.
All right, we'll do some thanks and then a challenge.
That's always a good way to go, I think. First, we have Christopher from here in New Orleans, who will be being Mr. Style at Jazz Fest. We want to thank you, Christopher. We have Jamie in Lacombe over there on the North Shore who says, thanks for playing James Booker and all the great music of NOLA. Carla, also a local, she says, this is the best station in the world to listen to. And finally, another threadhead, Heather McCamey. I'm going to go ahead and say her name because she knows who she is, who also has kicked in an awesome pledge. And by the way, our good friend Ben Mont in Sherman Oaks is twittering on the Twitter sphere getting everybody to pledge. He is calling out the army of his fans and friends and family. And
because
we
the
love that.
musicians know. And
That's right.
Benmont, thank you. I know we're not allowed to say last names, but this gentleman is throwing out these challenges. He's one of the great rock and roll piano players that there is, and for sure, someone influenced by the great tradition of New Orleans music. And Davell Crawford with us right here is one of the great, great carriers, and as he says, a sponge for the music and the history that he represents as one of the great contemporary New Orleans piano players and vocalists. And it just means so much to us that the people who believe in the music with all their heart, whether they're active musicians or people who just are moved by music every day, or people who are involved in the business or the execution of music in so many different ways, they all value this station so much. So all you musicians and all you music lovers out there, listen to Benmont, listen to Devel, listen to the Kitten and everyone here in the studio. If you love this music and you know that it's really important that music like this has a voice, because music like this does not have a consistent voice at all in mainstream media. And this is so, so important that we have this outlet here for real music. A place, look, Devel, you're a world-recognized artist, but when you put out a record, what station do you know it's going to get played on?
Oh, I know it's going to get played on OZ, and I know I have to come here.
Right. For radio, this
Exactly.
is stop number one for you, right?
Yeah, this is stop number one. It's going to be played on this station. Thank
Yep.
God y'all been doing that.
And that's what we're
all
here
these
for.
many years for me and the rest of all the other artists here. But we're going to get great PR from it and great support from you guys. And so I honor that. And I think that's a wonderful thing where most artists here, we can walk up to a DJ or walk up to David or walk up to one of the staff and say, hey, can you check this out for us? And we know someone's going to listen to it, and someone's probably going to say, hey, this is pretty good. We can put it on the radio. You don't have that anywhere else.
You know you're
Or why
gonna-
don't you come in and talk about your new record,
We want to do that. We want to support you and your new record and the things that you're putting your heart and soul into and the things that you're depending on to make your living and keep your art and your music and your life going forward.
Right.
And it's a pleasure to get to do that. We're going to play a very quick announcement and come back with some more live music from Davell Crawford and Nicholas. Nicholas, what's your last name again? Schneider. Nicholas Schneider from San Diego here on WWOZ.
Didn't Devel have a challenge he mentioned?
That's right.
I certainly do. So I had a little talk with Nick, and what we're going to do, you guys had a $1,000 pledge a little earlier, so we're going to challenge those of you out there that are listening. If we can get one more $1,000 pledge, Nick and I are going to come to your house as long as we're available and play a little party for you guys personally.
Ooh, house party.
A house party for you
That's
guys.
Nice.
amazing.
Okay.
Now, man, I wish I had $1,000 in my pocket
I know.
right now.
So
I'll get down with
yeah,
that.
we might bring along a few other musicians if you donate a little bit more. But definitely for that $1,000, if you guys would donate to the radio station, we will definitely come and you throw a little party.
Wow.
Make sure you
how
have some Cafe
amazing.
Du Monde coffee for me. You know.
Oh, yeah. How about a
and
beignet?
we
You
are
want a
gonna
beignet
come-
too?
No, I don't need the beignets.
You just want the coffee.
I'll get that right now once I leave here, right up the street.
All right.
But we'll definitely come and play a little night for you guys at your home, okay?
What an amazing challenge. Davell Crawford and Nicholas are going to come and play a private event pending their schedule availability for you for the next person who calls in and pledges at the $1,000 level or above. Now, I think the $1,000 Tipitinas and rock and roll
They're
passes are
gone.
gone, but there's no reason not to get yourself 2 brass passes, right?
Exactly. And a house party.
And a house party and all the other. And now, what are all the other accoutrements that would come with that?
Well, for the $1,000, you get the membership card, you get the bumper sticker, you get the 2 brass passes, you get our Undying
2 of
Love.
them.
Yep, for $1,000 you can get 2 brass passes.
Look, anybody listening, and if you're coming down, my friends in New York, I've been telling y'all about Jazz Fest, you know. If you made up your mind and you're coming down from New York, get your $1,000 together, and Because a brass pass, that's almost priceless when it comes to that.
There's no better way to
experience
experience
Jazz
Jazz
Fest. It's
Fest.
almost priceless, just spend the money. And then I'll come to your house and play too, you
See,
know?
you can even get a group to chip in. It doesn't have to be just one person with
Right.
$1,000. You could,
Right.
combine forces and dollars and get your 2 brass passes and a custom house party concert with Davell Crawford.
And a bumper sticker.
And a
What
bumper
is that?
sticker.
And a
I
bumper
know.
sticker.
And a bumper
That's
sticker.
right.
You can put on
I don't
anything.
even have an OZ bumper sticker.
Well,
Come
you
on.
will by the time you leave here, Devel, that's for sure. So call us up at 877-907-6999. What is that number, everybody, all together? It is 877-907-6999. Or on the web at...
WWOZ.org.
We love the sound of ringing phones. We're going to play a quick announcement, and we will be right back with more live music from Davell Crawford and Nicholas Schneider, who will come to your house and play. Well, that's some good news. It looks like Davell Crawford and Nicholas Schneider here have cast the net and brought in our next $1,000 pledge by their very generous offer to go
Wow.
play at someone's home. What do we have here, Miss Lisa? Do we have that information in front of us?
It's coming in even as we speak. We
As
just
we
wanted to
speak.
let everybody know that
So we're booked?
it worked.
You're booked.
We're
man.
booked.
You're booked.
It didn't take long at all.
Kelly Price says, once you're booked, stay booked.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
That's what she said.
Well, look, and at 15%, I mean, I think Lisa and I. Anyway, so right here, give everyone a taste of what kind of wonderful gift that you have offered OZ and our fans and supporters out there by offering your music. Live in the OZ studios, we have Davell Crawford and Nicholas Schneider. And if you love music like this, call us up at 877-907-6999 or on the web at WWOZ.org. We've got 32 minutes left in the show, and we want to get another 17 new renewing members in the next 32 minutes. So make it happen, all right?
All right, here we go. Let's try this tune. 1, 2, a ching, ching, ching. Sometimes when I'm down and all alone, just like a child without a home, I love you keeps me hanging on. Honey, all I ever need is you. Oh, you're my first love, you're my last. You're my future, you're my past. Loving is all that I will ask. Honey, all I ever need is you. Winter's coming and they go, and we watch the melting snow. Sure, the summer follows spring, all the things you do give me a reason to build my world around you. Shoot a little bit, let it load out. Let it load out. Some men follows rainbows, I've been told. Girl, some folks search for silver, some for gold. But I found my treasures in my soul. Honey, all I ever need is you. Oh, without love, I never find my way through ups and downs of every single day. I won't sleep at night until they say, honey, all I ever need is you. Winters come and winters go, and we watch the melting snow. Sure, the summer follows spring, all the things you do give me the reason to build my world up around you. Oh, honey, all I ever need is you. All I ever need is you. All I ever need is you. Yeah, Nick. That was good for on the spot. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Davell Crawford and Nicholas Schneider live in the WWOZ studios. What a pleasure. What a treat. Gentlemen, how you feeling?
Oh, feeling pretty good here. Feeling pretty good. We've got this money, so I'm feeling really, really, really good.
That's
huh?
right. You guys just roped in $1,000 for WWOZ
Yeah.
with your generosity, and that, to me, that just shows how much the musicians appreciate what we do, and also how much the music lovers appreciate what we do. Speaking of which, Miss Kitten, what you got?
We've got a bunch of new folks to thank. I mean, Devel has been pulling them in even before the Awesome Challenge. So people out there are loving the live music. We've got Katie from here in New Orleans. She says, love of local music, best radio station in the world.
Hi, Katie.
Richard from St. James Cheese. We love the cheese, and we love you, Richard. He and a significant other will be attending Jazz Fest in style. Why, look at that. The kitten herself, my own self. I kicked in a little money, so I'd like to thank me. And I just want to let y'all know, it only took literally, thank you, everybody. It literally only took like a minute and a half because April is that fast. She's awesome. So give her a call. Diane from Portland, Oregon, up there in the Pacific Northwest. She says to always pay it forward.
That's his aunt, he says.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, it's great.
All
aunt.
right.
Nicholas
It's a
is-
family affair.
All right, we love it.
Well, look at you, Nick.
Well, thank you, Aunt Diane. And Timothy from here in New Orleans, he says, keep it on the scene in 2015. Nobody does it like OZ. And then Jack from Cocoa Beach, but he probably lives more locally some of the time, so Devel can go play at his house because he is the lucky person who got the challenge met.
Wow.
Jack, right?
Outstanding.
That's right.
Where you at, Jack?
Yeah, Jack. Is
So we
it
only
just
need...
Jack?
Is that Broadmoor, Jack? I know it's a Florida address.
I don't know.
Jack's,
It doesn't
if it's
say.
Broadmoor, Jack Snyder, let me know. If it's not, thank you, Jack Snyder. And we can't say last names, can we?
No. It's Jack somebody of somewhere America.
I was having some kind of allergic reaction.
figure
this
all out
Those
after
weren't
I'm
English
off the air.
words.
So we only need 9 more to meet our goal. I mean, we'll take more than 9, but
I
we'd
think
like to get at least 9.
when we redid that to 17
Number
in the last
9.
half hour. So we've got actually about another 13 to go.
Okay. I
So
like
call
it.
us up at
It's my lucky number.
877-907-6999 or catch us on the web at wwoz.org. Devel, you got one more in you for us?
Well, I was going to take a special request for some money,
Oh, well,
but since we don't have the time to do that.
Well, we do. We got about 24 minutes left. So at what level should someone call in to get Devel to play your request if he knows it on air here?
Well, it has to be from one of my albums. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, okay. So, for the next Brass Pass, you can request a Davell Crawford song.
And a shout out, yeah.
Yes, indeed. 877-907-6999. Another Devel challenge for the next Brass Pass. Right here, you get to request a song from Davell Crawford.
I know
as
there's a
long
lot
as
of
it's
Devel
something-
fans out there.
There sure are. And we got a bunch of them right here in the studio. What a pleasure to have you guys here. I hear the phone ringing. Devel, keep coaxing the love out of them with that good music.
All right, well, good. Since the phone's ringing in the key of G, I'm going to sing this song in the key of G. Well, no, how about I'll do it in F and modulate the G? No, it's G. Okay. Yeah. All right, here we go. That was the ring on the phone. Yeah.
The man has ears.
Louisiana, I love you for all you've given to me. I promise never forget you as I travel the stormy sea. There's no one more beautiful to me. The green pastures and blue skies and all. I travel the whole wide world over and sing of your beauty and love. I never roam too far away. And at the close of the day, remember me, please. Oh, pray for me when I'm 3,000 miles away. Louisiana, I love you for keeping me so long. Promise never forget you, and I promise to someday come home, and I promise to someday, but oh Lord, come on home, and I promise to someday come home. Yes, sir. Yes, I will.
Woo! Davell Crawford live solo at our beautiful baby grand piano here in the WWOZ studios in our great broadcast performance space, which was paid for by you, the listeners, during these very fun drives.